Hey, party people. How is everybody? It's been a real hot minute since I have taken the time to actually do some content. It's been a crazy end of the school year, and my dog is chewing on this toy like so loud. Hey, Ajax, buddy, buddy. It's a circus. Anyway, so the end of school was really crazy time. Really busy, just lots going on. And admittedly, this takes like way more time than you would think by the time you set up your lighting, which lighting makes a huge difference in the video quality. And do the videos and edit them and upload them, and it's a lot of work. So I haven't exactly made that a priority, but here I am. I cut 10 inches off my hair, which was a huge change, but yeah, it's just hair. I got braces off. I don't know. It's just Alden finished his first year of preschool. Lots of stuff. So here we are. It is June, which is crazy how quickly it went. And this is a video that I've been meaning to do for a really long time, and I just honestly haven't gotten around to it. But it's a huge priority because it's something that no matter if your kiddo is 6 months or 16, it's something that we all interact with on a daily basis to varying degrees of success and drama. But all this month, I want to talk about food. Food is really interesting when you think about it from a parenting standpoint, because it's a really, really emotionally charged topic. As parents, I think we all want to do the best we can for our kids. We want to feed our kids the best that we can. We want to do the best that we can for them in all aspects. Food is really emotionally charged because we carry so much of our feelings about food into how we handle it with our children and with our family. We also, many of us have partners who we parent with, co-parents of any kind, and their feelings about food come into play. We also, I don't know, we all have our issues with food, and I think that as adults, we don't really spend too much time really thinking about them until it's time to deal with our children. What's, I think, really interesting about thinking about food and getting us all as a group to talk about food is really for us to do some self-reflection as well. So I want to talk about our relationship with food, our kids' relationship with food, our family's relationship with food. I want to talk about what we're eating. Something else with food is, and again, it's that emotional part, is our location plays a big role in what we eat. Our socioeconomics play a huge role in what we eat. And so it's also really important, I think, to approach food with an open mindset. One of the core rules in Super Definitely Average Moms is to be really kind and to be understanding. And I think that that's really especially important around the topic of food. And it's just all really interesting to think about. So I'll give you an example. When Alden was little, we live in a really large city. We have tons of really good grocery store options, and we are admittedly privileged enough to be able to buy the food that we want without a second thought. So we're really lucky. And, when Alden was little, we did baby-led weaning, and, he ate organic kale with like sauteed shiitake mushrooms or whatever the crap I was feeding him. And in the summers, we go and we spend some time with my mom up at our lake house in South Dakota. We spend a lot of time in North Dakota. And it just was such a moment for me to really kind of kick back and reflect on the availability of food. We, like I said, we're really privileged. We live a half a mile from a Whole Foods, up 2 blocks from a Sprouts, half a mile from a Trader Joe's, a half a mile from, how many ever other grocery stores. And I can find my precious little crotch goblin, whole fat, organic, grass-fed, sugar-free yogurt. And then I go to North Dakota, and at our small town grocery store, which has since burned down, it's super sad, my yogurt options were 2 yogurts. And so you eat what's on the shelf and you do the best you can. And so I think that it's really important that as we kind of start to talk about this or start to have this conversation around food, again, just be really mindful of moms making the best choices they can for where they're at. And that looks different for everybody. We all do the best that we can. But I digress. On to the good part. So I am not an expert in feeding. I am not a feeding occupational therapist. I am not a dietitian. I have no expertise whatsoever in working with kids and food. My only expertise comes from being a mom and having the privilege of taking a food journey with my son and doing some reflection for myself as well. So I want to talk about what that means for super definitely average moms, what this is going to look like. So in June, I want to talk about our relationship with food. I've noticed from just paying attention, being really mindful in my parenting, that I tend to try and want to fix things with treats. And, huge red flag that I need to work on. So it's been really interesting just to pay attention to how you talk about food, how you treat food, how you interact with food, what your meal times look like. Just start by observation. What are you eating? What are you not eating? What do you have the opportunity to eat and experience? What's your partner's relationship with food? What's their attitude surrounding food? What about your school or your nanny or your daycare or, friends that you're with a lot? How are they talking about food or interacting with food? So I think for us in our group, the big first step is just going to be to pay attention. How we're talking about food and how we're interacting with it, what we're buying at the grocery store. Maybe some of you are chronic label readers. Maybe some of you have never read a label. Switch it up. Let's start looking at labels. Let's start examining the foods that we buy over and over and over. Is there a better choice that tastes delicious? Okay, because some things are disgusting. Like the Banza, the chickpea pasta. I know some people love it. I think it tastes like disgusting to the point where I've made it and then thrown the whole thing out and we've just ordered pizza. So, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Don't mess with pasta. You know what I mean? I don't know. That one I have a hard time with. Anyway, so we're going to pay attention. We are going to talk to each other about recipes. We're going to talk to each other about time-saving tips, about food waste. Food waste is a huge problem for a lot of people. I am really guilty of it, and I want to do better. I want to be better. So for those of you who are expert meal planners, experts at, reducing waste, I am all into that. And then the most exciting and the best part is I want to share with you a group, a class that I have taken that's literally changed my parenting and has been so helpful for for me, just in feeding a toddler and a baby. So a couple quick things. So some of you who have watched my videos for a while know that I will never, ever, 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 ever shill a product that I have not used myself, that I do not use myself, and that I don't believe in and in my own free will. I came across Feeding Littles from a parenting group that I was in. They had recommended taking Megan's class. So I actually had the privilege of taking Megan and Judy's baby-led weaning class in person. My husband and I got to take that together I think we took it when E was about 4 months old. And it was really informative. We learned so much, and it really helped us to reduce anxiety around feeding my baby, and just helped the whole family really have a lot of fun with it, which I really loved. When E was about 10 months old, we purchased the toddler class. And let me see, I'm actually going to pull this up so I can let you know how much these courses are, because the most amazing thing about these courses is they are totally affordable, which is really amazing. So I'm looking at their website right now, and their website is feedinglittles.com. They have a baby-led weaning class. It's $59. It's a digital class. You take it at your own pace. There's kind of chapters or units. They're usually about 10-15 minutes long. And they really cover everything you kind of need to know about baby-led weaning, about feeding your baby, about introducing solids. They also have a toddler class, which is $69, and it really walks you through what it looks like to feed your toddler successfully and help give your toddler, I don't know, you can't force your kid to eat anything, right? But you can control you, and you can control your situation. And what that class really, really does over anything else is it creates drama-free mealtime and a really safe place for your kid to build a healthy relationship with food. And that's what these classes are really all about, and that's what I love about them. So Judy is an occupational therapist, and Megan is a dietitian. She specifically works a lot with eating disorders as well. And what's really so important about these classes, and why I really just speak so highly of them, I recommend them to everybody, I have valued the information so much, is that toddlers are basically one big, huge power struggle. And one of the few things that we have no drama over in our household is food. We just don't have drama around it because we have taken these courses. We live by these courses. We swear by all the rules. We follow all the rules that they lay out in these courses. And you know what? Sometimes that means that Alden eats 2 tablespoons of ketchup for dinner, and it's really helped us to just be okay with it. And just like I said, just reducing that drama around eating, really looking at his diet holistically and really looking at the big picture about what he's eating and how he experiences food and mealtime, and what that looks like, and our attitudes around it, and over anything else, just knowing that he can grow up with a really healthy attitude around food, healthy beliefs around what food can do for your body. It makes you strong. It gives you the energy that you need to get through your day. I don't know, it's been a really powerful thing for us in our house. And so I think it's really important that I kind of share that with you all because it's something that really, I don't know, it's really benefited us. So the exciting news is I have 2 classes to give away. I have a baby-led weaning class to give away, and I also have a toddler class to give away. The class, if you look at their website, again, it's feedinglittles.com. It's a, quote, like toddler class. I'm going to tell you that this is going to straight up benefit a lot of families, even through those later ages. So even if you have 8, 9-year-olds that are really picky or finicky eaters, with the caveat that they are medically typical kids. All of their advice, of course, does not take into account any atypical kind of medical issues that you are working through with your doctors. So, it's not gonna solve any true feeding problems that you're working with a feeding therapist on. But for the typical medically healthy kind of kid, just the behaviors and attitudes surrounding food is going to make just such a huge difference for you and your family, which is a really wonderful thing. Two things I really want to talk about that I really love about Megan and Judy's classes are, one, they're really, really, really practical people. They also have a Facebook group for clients who have purchased their class. And something I see Megan and Judy both say over and over and over is, look, here's what we recommend. At the end of the day, you need to do what's best for you, what works for your family. They're really practical. They're not, neither one of them is like an extremist in any fashion. That's not my way or the highway. And they both have this really uncanny ability to see all the gray and to help you just do your best in whatever you're working with. So I really, really appreciate that about their classes. They also are like all things in moderation, right? So should your kid be eating pouches? I mean, no, they shouldn't be living off of them, but like, is it the end of the world if you give your kid a pouch for a snack? No. So I like it that the class really meets you where you are. And like I said, too, it really helps you examine some of your relationships with food and how to be better. So like I said, sometimes my kid eats 2 tablespoons of ketchup. That's for you, Molly. And sometimes he eats like 8 cups of asparagus and leaves the cookie sitting on his plate. But, either way, we just don't have drama around it. And it's really, I hope, helping him form a really healthy long-term relationship with food. So that's the scoop. We're going to be talking about food all of June. I'm going to give away these classes. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to have some feedback from you all on what you think about the classes. They're really in line with science, which is our thing. They're really well researched. These classes are coming from experts in their field, and I just really believe in them. And I think that for those of you who have any kind of drama around food with kind of younger kids, this is such a game changer, and I'm just really excited for you to be able to win these. So what do you need to do to win one of these classes? I will tell you what you need to do. All you need to do is go on Facebook or Instagram, and or whatever's your cup of tea. Make sure that you are following Feeding Littles. They have amazing suggestions. Their Instagram is full of really good tips and snacks and recipes and some really good information that I really like. They also have a group on Facebook. You can ask questions. I highly recommend just kind of joining it and chilling out. Sit back, listen, learn. There's a lot of people in that group that have been there for a long time, and they can really help walk you through a lot of kind of core philosophies that the class encompasses. Also, take advantage of the search bar. Join their group if you have questions about Molly Dean. This one's for you. If they have questions about yogurt, pop in yogurt in the search bar. Learn all that there is to know about it. Another really popular topic is like, my kid's turning 1. I don't want them to be on sugar load. At the end of the day, make that sugar cake because they eat 1 bite of it and like smear around the rest. Anyway, but that stuff is all in there. It's all awesome information, really supplemental to the classes. And then, like I mentioned, they also have another Facebook group for those people who purchase the class. And Megan and Judy will really chime in individually and help answer some maybe more specific questions that you have based on kind of your kids or your family. So it's a huge benefit and a really affordable cost for families, which I think is really kind of even more special. So make sure you are following them or join a group or like them on Facebook or Instagram, interact with them in some way. And then head on over to the Super Definitely Average Mom Facebook page. And I will have posted this video on there, and leave a comment or a question about what your struggle is with food, what questions that you have about food, just kind of what you want to talk about when we talk about food. So go ahead and do that. Make sure you hop over in our group. We're going to be talking about food all day long, all month long. It's bedtime, I think, even though it's like 5 o'clock. Okay, well, thanks for hanging in there with me. June is food month. The kids are out of school. Really good opportunity to just kind of hit the reset button and start thinking about our attitudes surrounding food. So, I think that's all I have for today. Oh, and hop over to Super Definitely Average Moms, the Facebook group, because I do have some really fun giveaways. I found some of those Target cooler fanny packs, and they fit like a bottle of beer. They're pretty legit. And I've been stuffing them with gift cards and Super Definitely Average Mom gear and other fun stuff. So we're going to give those away this month in addition to the classes. So come hang out with us, and until next time, pretty people, bye.